watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
The latest complaint about problems with the Department of Veterans Affairs comes from the Ozarks. Hello again to you. I'm David Oliver.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Kilman. After receiving benefits for a long time, a Korean War veteran from Buffalo received a big bill from the benefits arm of the VA. Well, the VA wanted it to be paid back, dating back to the 90s. New at 10 tonight, Lori Patton spoke with the veteran and Buffalo community members who are trying to help him.
After Korean War veteran Sam Mathis's pension checks were stopped, he and his wife were confused. A family friend stepped in and was able to get payments reinstated for a time. But before that happened, the elderly couple was served with a bill for more than $100,000. Korean War veteran Sam Mathis and his wife of nearly 20 years, Betty, say their home is modest, but it's what they could afford after losing their mobile home in the Buffalo tornado in 2012. Now they fear for their future in this home, too.
Well, I'm about to lose my home.
They had been relying on Sam's veterans benefits to pay the mortgage.
They took all my benefits away from me. All we got now is Social Security.
Betty says last fall that veterans' pension payment stopped.
Went down there to pull out the house payment, no money.
Betty says from 1999 to 2011, Sam received the same amount of money for his monthly pension payment.
At that time, he's getting $777 a month, and if they'd left it alone, this never would have happened.
Then, in the summer of 2013, the Mathises received this correspondence after an in-person meeting with a VA field examiner. They would get more than $1,500 a month, more than twice their previous payment. That was until that day in the fall of 2013 when Betty went to pull out the house payment and nothing was there. The Mathises' insurance agent and family friend, Terry Reed, stepped in to help Sam get his pension payment back and to challenge the VA. Reed says what followed is a mind-numbing amount of paperwork filled with misinformation and mixed messages, and then things went from bad to worse. Reed says in June of 2013, Sam Mathis received a letter from the VA reaffirming his non-service connected pension, the one that said he'd get more than $1,500 a month. Then in December of 2013, the elderly couple received two bills for $142,000. The letter went on to explain they had failed to claim Betty's Social Security as part of their income financial status report, and the elderly couple is to repay all of the VA benefits they've received dating back to 1999.
She says that she has reported that all along.
I was like, well, they pay back $146,000. I don't have that kind of money. This is things that veterans get.
It also says, as part of the bill collection, the Department of the Treasury can and will withhold every state and federal payment the couple is entitled to.
All we got right now, Social Security.
Then in a correspondence dated less than a week later from the same office, same address, a letter that says they received a financial status report from Sam and Betty Mathis, but could not determine why it was submitted. In March 2014, more letters saying benefits had been reinstated but cut in half to $786. They received two payments this past spring.
They received that in April and May, and then they stopped paying again in June and July. They have not received payments the last 2 months from the VA.
To navigate these waters, Reed started getting help from Buffalo Disabled American Veterans Service Officer Richard Beavers,
which is someone that helps veterans walk through the paperwork on getting their disability.
Beavers has a service-related disability, Agent Orange, related to his time serving in Vietnam. Sam's pension is non-service related, meaning he wasn't injured during his service in Korea. That's why his spouse's income must be reported.
I think it's a tragic shame. The number of people we have contacted to receive help for this couple, and it seems as though it's falling on deaf ears.
Reed says she's filed letters of appeal to dismiss the debt and to reinstate Sam's veterans benefits. One appeal has been denied, but she says she's not stopping.
So you don't know how far everything can go back.
The Mathises are relying on food stamps and help from a local charity to get by. They're 3 months behind on their mortgage and have a $142,000 bill hanging over their heads.
It makes me cry.
It took us nearly a day of internet searches and phone calls, reaching only recordings and dead ends to track down the right person to talk to about Mr. Mathis's case. And we got to them only by reaching out through social media. This is the response we got from the VA late this afternoon. That response says the VA has known about Betty Mathis's Social Security since 2006. And though previous debt waivers have been denied since our inquiry, in a determination made today, the VA will now be waiving the money owed from June 2006 until now. The VA statement says Mathis's payment was based on information they received from Mathis and his wife, and that information was incomplete or inaccurate. But then they go on to say the VA became aware of increased household income in June 2006 and did not request clarification. They say, quote, during a meeting in January 2012, the veteran's fiduciary informed the VA of the veteran's spouse's receipt of Social Security benefits, and the VA did not reduce the veteran's benefit. The VA says they'll be waiving the veteran's debt from what they're calling the earliest possible date, June 2006. The VA says they are now conducting a series of audits to determine how much Mathis owes for the period from 2000 to June 2006. Through a series of follow-up questions, we were told the best estimate for that amount is $44,000, nearly $100,000 less than the previous amount. We've already found out that Mathis can appeal that amount, and Terry Reed says she definitely will.
You can read the entire response from the VA at ozarksfirst.com.